चाहिँ हामी लाग्दैछौँ सारा आइल्यान्ड गोल्डन रिभर क्रुजमा लाग्दैछौँ अब चाहिँ यतै अगाडि अगाडि रोक्नु 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 किन जाँदैछौँ
छैन होला है तिमी अब बाटोमा छैन
अब कति किलोमिटर चाहिँ देखा होला दाइ
सबै यस्तै जंगल जंगल छ
अब लगभग 25
किलोमिटर
ए ल ठिक छ हामी टाइमिङ
30 मिनट
11 किलोमिटर टाइम
ल ल सही हो ल सो हामी आइसक्यौँ गोल्डन रिभर क्रुज होइन सो ओल्ड हेरिटेज क्रुज गोल्डन रिभर हो नि त यो चाहिँ गोल्डन रिभर त हो नि होइन अब चाहिँ हामी आइसक्यौँ होइन यस्तो बिहानको टक्क घाम पनि राम्रो छ आज एकदम राम्रो वेदर छ होइन सो हामी चढ्ने जहाज चाहिँ त्यही जस्तो छ गाडीको हुनसक्छ होइन र साउन्ड आउँदो रहेछ कि Excuse me, we can buy a coffee inside there?
You did?
Yeah.
After we get otherwise.
Okay, no worries, thanks.
क्यास के भनेको थियो नि अघि
क्यास त पर्दैन सही हो ल होइन ल हामी आइसकेका छौँ के अरे दर्शन बिन होइन क्रुजमा होइन र यो चाहिँ सही हो होइन मास्क लाउनु पर्छ
हाम्रो कता
हाई देयर
मेल मात्र रहेछ
मास्क लाउनु पर्छ पर्दैन मास्क दाइ मास्क लाउनु पर्दो रहेछ Thank you.
Today you are free to run around the boat however you like. You can go outside or sit outside today. Totally up to you in the weather. So feel free to explore, go outside. After we leave Sarah Island, so just before 12 o'clock, come back to these seats. We'll serve you lunch through the seats here. Bathroom next to the door. Bar and cafe as soon as we leave. That's everything, right? No worries.
Thank you.
Catch up, mate.
अब मान्छे यहाँ आइपुग्ने भनेर अन्त त्यो सिस्टममा थाहा भएको छ कतिजना चाहिँ
हामी किन मूर्ति भएर बसेका छौँ त जाऊँ न हेरौँ न त घुमेको हेर्न परेन र ल जाऊँ थ्याङ्क्स भाइ कहाँनिर हो तर सार्क त्यो पहिले देखाएँ उहीँ साह्रै राम्रो लागिरहेको छ होइन के अरे कसले अब यसले कता लाउनु लाग्यो त होइन यस्तो स्टाइलले घुमाउँदैछ यस्तो के गर्छ यार यसले जस्तै खिचै छ अब बाटो छोडिदियो है सही हो सो हामी चाहिँ अब यिनी मान्छेहरूको हत्या छ बस्नेहरूको कराउँछ त्यसलाई कसले यस्तो यो पानीको लेभल लो छ अनि स्याउलीले गर्दा पुगेका छौँ दाइ सारा आइल्यान्डमा छौँ हामी सो यस्तो यो राम्रो ठाउँ रहेछ धेरै राम्रो सारा आइल्यान्ड माइट हाइ डुइङ माइट
growing, and we, as Riley mentioned, we have spotted snakes on the island. It is a case of don't bother them, they won't bother you, so please stay on the paths. Not only that, we do have a lot of exposed ruins here on the island, and I just ask that you treat this island like a museum, admire the ruins from afar on the path, don't go up to them and start touching them or sitting on them or walking on them. These bricks, they are very fragile, they can crumble under pressure very easily. And so please don't need to see that for yourself. Most of their supplies on board. We're supposed to follow them in shortly afterwards, but missed the entrance, has to do a big loop around. It's going to take another 6 months. So, all they had to the island was a couple of chains to rip down the trees and then set the trees ablaze. For a place that was going to be dubbed Hell on Earth, well, quite fitting when it's looking like Dante's Inferno. But another problem occurs shortly afterwards, and that is once the trees are cleared, the northwest winds are able to come on in and start blowing everything away. They then have to construct a 12-metre high windbreak fence that ran along the length of the island. So through some of the sketchings in the plaques throughout the island, you can see this fence land that the convicts had built out of quarry rock to construct the shipyards. We've now just arrived on this raised area where the original island actually starts. As well as the reclaimed land within a 700-metre stretch on this side of the island, starting from the jetty where you got off the boat to the saw pits at the other end. Docks, roads, wharves and jetties were constructed by the convicts using large, heavy blue gum logs that they set in marine pigsty fashion. Laying these logs in a box-like structure along and back to the shore with multiple layers, very similar to that of a pig pen style, with 1/2 metre thick brick walls and heavy timber doors that were guaranteed to block out any light and sound. As punishment, these cells were to represent the look, size and feel of your average grave. for the convicts to contemplate their mortality in silence, isolation, and absolute darkness. We come to puzzle 3, which is they did not use it very often. On average, 1 cell, 2 days a week. Now, it is possible that it is an attempt to find an alternative punishment to the regime of the lash. Many of you may be familiar with what's called the Cat of Nine Tails. Well, here on Sarah Island, they had what was called Macquarie Harbour Cat.
सो हामीले अगाडिको भ्यू त हेरियो अब हामीले चाहिँ अब माथिको भ्यू हेर्न जाँदैछौँ हैन अब हामी जाँदैछौँ माथि छिटो आउनुस् न माथिको भ्यू हेर्न जाम के ए यहाँ पनि रहेछ नि त पछाडि यहाँ पनि रहेछ पछाडि यहाँ त कुर्सी रहेछ अझ बसेर हेर्न पाउने सरी तर साँच्चै भन्यो भने यहाँ बसेर हेर्नु धेरै मजा रहेछ हैन अब यता जा माथि जाम आउनुस् होइन यहाँ पछाडि यस्तो थियो भने थाहा थिएन कि मलाई यहाँ झन् नेक्स्ट लेभल छ माथि मान्छे चाहिँ गएको छन् यहाँ चाहिँ अब भित्र चाहिँ पाइलटको कोठा रहेछ ए क्याप्टेनको
मान्छेहरू पनि जान पाउने कि
Side guys. Halfway around our guides, Ian will meet you giving a short talk and a Q&A. Rainforest, plants, trees and wildlife. We'll be here for 40 minutes, so we'll be disembarking at 1:25. 10 minutes prior to departure of the ship, you'll hear the horn. If you're on the top deck, please block your ears. That shows me who wasn't listening. So if you can still hear when you hear the horn, return to the vessel, please, guys. I shall then do a walk around to make sure no one's left in the rainforest. Otherwise, you've got a 55k swim home in 13-degree water. That's way too much paperwork for me. 2 spills in the forest. There is no smoking in here. It is an offence to smoke in the rainforest. It is quite clearly signed. And the next one is snakes. Now, as I was saying earlier, you might think it's cold. It's actually unseasonably warm for this time of year. Yeah. The Tasmanian tiger snake, or our variant of the subspecies, is a little bit different. They're 2 metres long and purely black. They don't have stripes. They resemble a red-bellied black snake to the mainlanders. Try not to pat them, as you'll have a very interesting ride in a helicopter out to one of the major centres. But apart from that...
ल्यान्डिङमा यो चाहिँ सायद लास्ट स्टप हुनसक्छ त्यसपछि फटाफट घर लाग्छ क्या यसले त्यसपछि सिधै लाग्छ क्या यसले मैले बुझिसकेको छु हिसाबले गएर फर्किम है यो सुनेर हामीले कुन चाहिँ पिएचडी गर्ने हो र नि त नि काम लाग्ने चिज भयो नि यो
को बुढी छ अहिले अर्को बुढी भएछ अहिले
grab a few of those pollen sacs and stick it on your hand. It's the modern day.
जान्नु त उतातिर है हुन्छ
Here it's 3000 years some.
के चिज
You won't find भन्ने
यो रुख चाहिँ 3000
some 1 mm for years. यो त कसरी लाग्छ जस्तो त पानीपुरी के प्रोटिया फ्यामिली
डाक्टर के हो खै मैले भ्लगमा हालिदिन्छु के र अब यो रुखको बारेमा पढ्नेहरूले पढ्छन् घर गएर मैले पछि भ्लगमा हालिदिन्छु हैन मेरो भ्लगबाट स्पष्ट रूपले देखियो डक्टर Back to on the ship. ल दाइ तपाईँले हेर्नुहोस् अब तपाईँको पालो ल हेर्नुहोस् बसेर किन
झ्याल खोल्दै थियो नि
देखा छ
यसको छ नि किन मेरो आँखाको पावर र अरूको नमिल्न सक्छ फोकस मिलाउँदैछु यस आई गट इट So new captain Provis.
How you put those on?
Captain in our Golden Dam cruise. So Captain Provis and Captain Ranjana.
And co-captain. ट्रिप भयो हैन सो हामी चाहिँ एकदम खुसी छौं सो ब्याक टु हामी चाहिँ अब चाहिँ घरको लागि चाहिँ डिफरेन्ट वेबाट प्रस्थान गर्दै छौं त्यो वे चाहिँ मैले देखाउँछु तपाईहरुलाई जाने बेला चाहिँ अब केही भएन आई एम जस्ट टेलिङ माइ ऑडियन्स what to follow. Hey, down now. त्यो रुखको बास्ना आइराछ के यो 100 and कति 300 कति इयरको
But when the Morrisons bought it back in the 1940s, they converted it to be run by what you see now, which is a 35 horsepower electric motor. And that runs the fans and the belts coming towards.
त्यहीबाट पानी भयो दाइ सो अब हामी चाहिँ हाम्रो यहाँको यो अब गोल्डन रिभर क्रुज चाहिँ वान अफ द बेस्ट एक्सपिरियन्स भयो हैन अब चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ फर्किँदैछौँ हामी चाहिँ नेक्स्ट वेबाट लग्ने सोच्नु भएको छ दाइले हिजोको वेबाट चाहिँ हामी अब नजाने यताबाटको वे चाहिँ अब बाटो अलि सिधा छ भन्ने कुरा भएको छ सो हामी चाहिँ त्यो वेबाट जाँदैछौँ सो गाइज यही हो सो अहिले दाइले चलाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ गाडी हैन दाइ मेन पाइलट म को पाइलट छु अहिले